You see, no one wants a situation like in Japan where for 15 years they never stopped quantitative easing and the economy never really took off.
Right.
So what used to be the second biggest economy in the world, Japan, for the last 10 or 15 years has not really performed well.
But did they actually have quantitative easing for the? I think for the first 20 years they had zero interest rates, but they really didn't. They didn't
Correct.
want to have
Correct.
print money. They
Correct.
didn't want to have
Correct.
quantitative easing.
Correct.
And so they really Japan. What they failed to learn was that quantitative easing was a tool they perhaps should have used in the 90s and didn't. And then after the U.S. used it so aggressively, they've now joined our pattern with quantitative easing.
Yeah, correct.
But in view of the fact that they waited and they didn't do it in sufficient scale, it has never really had any impact, because when you start with interest rates, long-term bond rates, 50 basis points, I mean, how much quantitative easing can do to you?
Right.
Raise it, reduce it by how much? So Japan remains in the background as an example of a very big economy that somehow did not handle things very well.
Mm-hmm.
And Europe, for the first time, after 3 or 4 years of a big clash between France and Germany and Italy and the camp that said we need to grow as opposed to the German austerity, and Greece suffered an awful lot
Yes.
from the German austerity. Now it's not true that the austerity is out the window, because they don't have the fiscal institutions to expand fiscally and to stimulate the economy. But in terms of monetary policy, what the Germans objected in 2008, 9, and 10, finally Mario Draghi was successful to convince them and say, we do not have the tools for a fiscal stimulus, given that we're not one economy, one country, one sovereign nation.
One tax base.
One tax base. but will follow quantitative easing to achieve the goal of at least having 2% inflation.
Right.